Alexander. Shabbat for three. Bang!
High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
If you don't get a shot away, they'll talk about it the rest of your life. Magic fires for three. Got it! That's about it! Magic hit a three-point aim. The Lakers win.
Go back for the win. Bingo! Clippers win! Garoppolo under pressure. Donald got there in the air, intercepted by the Rams, and they may ride to the Super Bowl on that.
This is for you, Kings fans, wherever you may be. All the frustration and disappointment of the past is gone. The 45-year drought is over. The Los Angeles Kings are indeed the kings of the National Hockey League. They are the 2012 Stanley Cup champions.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another post-game live here on Dime Dropper for the 2023-24 season. Before we get started, you already know the drill. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube at Dime Dropper. Hit the notification bell so you know every single time I post a video or go live. And, of course, if you're a Clipper fan, Locked On Clippers, or if you're a fan of me, Locked On Clippers, subscribe for all things LA Clippers 5 days a week. And, of course, if you love NBA basketball or just basketball in general, or the Lakers or whatever LA team you love, this is the place to be. Tonight, we're going to make it brief. Got somewhere to be. But Clippers and Pelicans, Lakers and Grizzlies, I will be probably talking about that tomorrow. I'll try to find a way to fit it in there. I'll talk about it tomorrow. The Laker lives, thank you for those guys that give me views on those Laker lives the last couple of days. I know now, but in the beginning when I first started my channel, it was more Laker fans than Clipper fans. But now it's more Clipper fans because of my Locked On, and everyone knows me as that now. But as I said, I love the Clippers, but I don't want to only be the Clipper guy because I'm much bigger, I'm much more than that. This is Dime Dropper, not Clip Dropper. But tonight we're talking about the Clippers, who are the hottest team in the NBA. There's no team playing better than us right now. 19 of the last 24 games have resulted in victories for us. For us. Yeah. I want everyone sick right now. That doesn't like us. Sick. And I would hate us too if I was a fan of another team. Not going to lie. Because I don't like, you know me, I don't like super teams. Anybody that was pushing back on the fact that we're not a super team, you are crazy. You are crazy. Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and James Harden are stars. They are stars, and they're showing it on a nightly basis. And we got a guy who can be a star on a given night coming off our bench, being okay with 18 minutes a game in Russell Westbrook. Clippers beat the Pelicans, who were on a 4-game winning streak. And let's talk about that for a sec before we even talk about the specifics of the game. The New Orleans Pelicans have had our number basically as bad as the Nuggets in this 2-1-3 era. They have been our Achilles heel. They caused that crazy rant of mine after the Pelicans game in the play-in. That made me, man, Adam Silver. I went in on Adam Silver. Pause. That sounded weird. I went in on Adam Silver, though, for that play-in and all that nonsense. But anyway, Pelicans have had our number, beaten us in 10 of the last 11 games against them. So this was a great test to see where we were at. And we didn't just pass that test with flying colors. We aced that test and got a little extra credit to boot. Let's be honest about New Orleans, though, before we start going off on the Clippers love convention. They were terrible. This was the worst offensive game I've seen from them. They couldn't make a shot. They couldn't make a shot. Brandon Ingram usually gives us the business. He gave us 12 points on 3 for 9 shooting. Zion Williamson usually gets to the paint at will, and we have no answer for him. He gave us 12 points on 3 for 9 shooting as well. Damn, the 12-point 3 for 19 brothers. What's good? What was good? Zion, this man. Oh, so Zion got injured, by the way. Leg contusion, I believe. I hope he's okay. Because you know the deal. The Pelicans, I don't feel sympathy for any injured teams ever. Ever. Because we're the Clippers. We're the most injured franchise in the history of basketball. I don't even want to hear any argument. Any argument. Do you want me to do the list? I don't think we should do the list tonight. I think it's a little bit too negative. But if you want me to do the list, I can, because we stand on our shit over here, brother. The Pelicans, I do feel bad for them a little bit, though. They just haven't been healthy over the years, and they've been a little healthier recently. So I hope Zion's okay. That being said, Zion being healthy would not have made a difference tonight. It wouldn't have. Let's talk about some of the matchups in this game. Now, in the beginning, the Clippers were switching so much that I couldn't even figure out who's guarding who. It was so much switching 1 through 4 on both sides. But obviously, the anyone can see JV, Zubats matched up against each other. It looked like Zion was guarding Paul George. There were 2 times he guarded him in the first half, and he got scored on twice. But one big adjustment the Clippers made was, and they've done it in the last 2 games, if it's a Zubats coming out to the level of the screen, showing high, hedging at times, sometimes blitzing, not as much drop coverage. Why is that? Because Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Brandon Ingram are as good as it gets walking into mid-range shots. Now you're starting to see if it's a Zubats show a little defensive versatility. We always say, even I always say, he's just a drop big. Seems like he's a little more than that. Zoo, the longest tenured Clipper. How well has he been playing lately? And let me tell you, Plumber Jim, James Harden, he has really helped him. Obvious. That was obvious, though, coming in, because you know James Harden, the way he is with good lob threats. And Zoo's not a good lob threat, but he's so good with bigs in the pick and roll. He's so great in the pick and roll. He's going to give you bunnies all day because he has the threat where you have to go over the screen with him, and he has a very solid floater, and he's just good at reading the defense and finishing around the basket. And his efficiency has been fantastic this season. Tonight wasn't as good, but man, I'll get into James Harden's performance a little bit later. First quarter, though, very even. 26-26 after 1. You saw not just Ivica Zubats hedging screens, Jonas Valanciunas doing the same thing, coming to the level, making sure Kawhi wasn't walking into mid-ranges, and James Harden wasn't just walking into threes. And then Daniel Tice was doing the same thing. So clear emphasis to make the Pels move the ball and not let Brandon Ingram walk into mid-range jump shots. And we did a pretty good job with that. I think defensively, our intensity has been just really good all season, from day one, from that game against Portland on opening night. And the fact that it hasn't gone down with Harden, and I don't think he had the best defensive game in this one, but he tried. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he got scored on a bit, got blown by a bit, and they were trying to go at him more than other teams. But as long as he plays with the right attitude, looks engaged, that's all that matters to me. Because offensively, he's going to do a lot of things. Even when he's not shooting well, he's going to still create a lot of things. Zubats had a nice punch on JV. I don't mean punch. I mean a nice left-handed dunk over him. That was beautiful. That's something that was interesting in that first quarter was that Russ came in the game at his normal spot, like 6 minutes through the first quarter. But he came in for Terrence and not Harden. So for a while, we ran all 4 at once. And again, it wasn't very good. So one thing I was right about, one of the only things I was right about was the big 4 together, it looks like trash on the court. It's a weird fit. It's even worse than I thought. I thought my prediction was if we got Harden, we're gonna be a 52-53 win team. We're gonna have that 4 in the regular season, and it's gonna be so much star power it gets us around, but our chemistry is not gonna be great, and we're gonna lose to teams that are better fits. But Westbrook on the bench has really unlocked everything because then it's allowed Harden to do his thing, and the shot distribution and the balance has been really good. And I have to give James Harden a ton of credit for that because I'm very critical of these ball-dominant guys, the heliocentric guys that can be one-man offenses because they're so brilliant at what they do. But I don't think it's oftentimes 90% of the time doesn't result in a championship. It's just one guy getting high percentage shots for the team, but there's no flow, no rhythm a lot of times. Or I wouldn't say no flow, no rhythm, but it's not nearly as much as and it's not as hard to guard for me as a team with ball movement and off ball movement, player movement and ball movement consistently. It becomes very stagnant and dependent on one guy. What if that guy gets gassed? Like, it's just a lot of one-on-one basketball. And I think that James has done a really good job of knowing, and I'll tell you specific examples as we keep talking about the game, but knowing when it's time for him to cook and knowing when it's time for him to give it to the 2 better scorers on our team at this stage of their careers, Paul George and Kawhi. And I love that. That's what I want to see. But let's see. Do we got anything else about the first quarter? Oh, so Pels also weren't conceding the CJ switch very much. They were hedging on Kawhi with CJ. As I said, the lineup of all four of them in together with Tice was not great. Herb Jones was guarding Paul George. They had Najee Marshall on Kawhi with Zion out of the game. And then Kawhi came out at the 3:27 mark of the first quarter. Harden and Kawhi were both broke in the first. They couldn't hit shots. They were shooting normal shots they usually make. They weren't hitting. But Russ came in. I thought he and Norman Powell really changed the tempo of the game for the Clippers. Russ had 2 steals, one on a rotation when we blitzed the ball handler, I believe it was Ingram, and then one on a double team. He was everywhere, coming in, making an instant impact, rebounding, getting to the basket, attacking in transition, finding guys wide open. Russell Westbrook, you just got to love it. You just got to love it. I mean, man, it's so great that I get to root for Russ now on a nightly basis, and it's on the Clippers. It's just so surreal. Do I wish he could play more? Of course, but I can't complain when we're winning. 10-0 run led by those two, Russ and Norman Powell. Norm continues to be amazing off the bench, and he was so good in this one. 13 points on 5 for 13 shooting, 3 for 6 from 3 in 25 minutes. You might be wondering, why did I say, oh my God? He was, and you know I'm not a huge plus-minus guy, especially in a single-game sample size, but plus 36, by far the highest in the game of anyone that played. Instant impact from Norm. Tied after 1, even though the Clippers were down by 8 after the first. PG played the whole first. Second quarter, Kawhi came in to start it. You saw Daniel Tice guarding Zion, and then we'd have someone like Amir Coffey guarding Larry Nance. Zion scored twice on Daniel Tice, and that was like the only real solid stretch that Zion had in the game. Zoo guarded Zion when he came back in, and he blocked him. And then Larry Nance got the offensive rebound, went up, and Russ sent that shit back like 3 feet. The athleticism of that number 0 is unbelievable. He did, however, miss 2 wide open threes on one possession, and then Harden came in for him with about 7 minutes and some change left in the second quarter. I felt that Russ could have been left in a little longer. He was playing so well, but I can't complain when we win the game. Kawhi and Zoo came out with about 3:46 left in the second, and then you saw 13 strippers, Jay Harden, imposing his will on the game to end that quarter. Starts with a catch and shoot 3 to put the Clippers up 43-36. Then Pels want to do that 1 through 5 switching I talked about on Locked On Clippers today. How about that? It's full Harden. He does the same combo every time, but he has the counters, right? It just starts with that tween cross. Sometimes he hits you with that left to right cross. Other times he'll just go hard left. Then there's the step back jack. And you know, here's the thing though. It's a lesson, and Charles Barkley said it best. You don't need so many moves. You can have a couple of moves and counters to those moves, like a move you go do, a go-to move. I'd rather, you know what? And that's why James Harden, believe it or not, that's why, in my opinion, he's been more successful than Paul George as a scorer. Paul George can score in more diverse ways. He's a more versatile scorer. Can post up, turn over either shoulder, off the catch. You can run him up a bunch, off ball, coming off screens or quick hitters. But James Harden's averaged 36 points a game in a season, more than Kobe did. No, I'm not going to go into the weeds with that. Don't think I'm going that route of saying Harden and Kobe and comparing them as scores. But Paul George has played in the same era as Harden. He's never even averaged 30. Harden, I think sometimes just having a couple of moves and not knowing who you are, knowing what you are as an offensive player and as a scorer, knowing your bag is better than sometimes having a Paul George who just doesn't know what he wants to do half the time, just chucks sometimes. Anyway, Harden created it felt like he got like 5 assists. I don't have the number. It's an approximation of assists towards the end of the. Oh my God. Now I'm getting texts from Clipper fans in the middle of the live. Harden was creating a ton of good shots at the end of that quarter, finding Terrence Mann for an open 3, finding Paul George multiple times. PG started getting hot to end that second quarter at 15 at the half. And it was, as I'm saying, the James Harden show, creating shots at the end of the second. We went into the half up 56-41, and it felt really solid. Now, before I get into the second half, I want to say I'm doing this thing with JC, who I see in this chat, a Russ fan that's, we are adopting in Clipper Nation, hopefully for the long haul. on this app called Pro Sports Fans, we basically are live during the games. You can be in the chat. Please download the app. It's called Pro Sports Fans. If you're a fan of watching me react to anything or a Clipper fan, download it. Join us for the lives during the games. I'm going to be doing it at times for road games because, of course, I'm going to be at every home game, but I won't be at the game on Monday because I have a practice to coach, 2 practices to coach, actually. I need Monday. I'll be in there, so you can be in there as well. Now, let's talk about the second half when we blew the game open. And it really was all about the third quarter because the fourth quarter, we had that game in the fridge. We've already had more games where we've blown teams out this season than we did all of last season. We threw in the towel more last season. Although we might have passed that within the first week with those 3 blowouts to start the season at home against Orlando, Portland, and San Antonio. We already, with those 3, had our bench warmers in, as opposed to last year when I saw Jason Preston on the court. You know what that meant? That meant that we were donezo for the game, and Ty was waving the white flag. Anyway, Kawhi returned to start the third quarter, and I don't mean returning to the game from some injury or something. I mean he was 2 for 7 at half, and he started making everything. Corner threes, mid-range. He was cooking Brandon Ingram, cooking him one-on-one. And Kawhi Leonard, he's playing at such a high level. And the defense was so good. I thought our ball denial was really good on certain guys. Our switching was, crisp, knew our coverages, and our rotations were sharp. When Zoo would come out, we had his back nicely. And Kawhi Leonard makes such a huge difference in those kind of situations. You saw what it looked like without Kawhi defensively. That backline protection was nowhere to be found. Russ is playing at a high defensive level. Harden and Powell are giving the effort that you want to see defensively. And, Paul George, I kept saying it in that stream tonight. Paul George, since Kawhi's come back, he's been that two-way player that we know and love that is actually engaged defensively, moving his feet, taking his shit personal, not trying to let guys score on him, not lollygagging and falling asleep and having miscommunications like he was in those couple of games. You got to love it. Paul George. Now, it was I think it was a 10-1 run. The Clippers went on to start that third quarter. You had CJ McCollum guarding James Harden, Brandon Ingram guarding Kawhi. Dyson Daniels came in to guard Paul George because Zion was out. And then Terrence Mann on CJ McCollum. By the way, Terrence Mann, he looks like he's back. He looks like he's back. I'm not going to make any bold statements to the Lakers game saying he is back, but he looks like he's back. Another good night shooting from threes. He just needed New Year's Eve. That's all he needed. Terrence only played 17 minutes, and it's a shame because his defense was really solid. His defense is going back to being really, really, really solid consistently every night, taking the best players. 8 points, 3 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal, no turnovers, 2 for 3 from the field, and all those shots were threes. 66% from 3. Let's get that percentage up. In 17 minutes, he was a plus 11. Didn't have that 4th straight game in double figures, but he would have if he played any fourth quarter minutes. T-Man, this is why I don't give up on my guy. We've seen him for all his highs and all his lows. And as Clipper fans, we know there haven't been many lows when it comes to his actual play. This is one of the first times he's had the most pressure on him, starting with a team, a super team. I'm not even going to hesitate to say that shit anymore. If you don't admit it, you're just being weird. It's a super team. We have 3 stars, and it's impossible to guard us. It's really hard to guard us in the half court with a shooter. See, Terrence Mann, he hasn't even started making shots, but he finds a way to be effective off the ball, Even with 2 borderline non-shooters, with the way Terrence is shooting, with just Harden, Paul, and Kawhi, and Ty Lue's been making some great play calls. Like, you see, if you've really been paying attention, Ty Lue's, he's been calling a lot of plays, a lot of sets more the last year and a half to me. I've been saying that for a while. Maybe I haven't had anyone push back on that because I may be wrong on that. I really might be wrong. That maybe I've just noticed him call out more sets in the last year and a half, but it really feels like it because there were games where he would just let Reggie Jackson run our offense. But now he's running sets, and I think the way or the timing of which he's going to guys and his distribution and who he calls plays for has been really good. And James Harden has done a good job executing that stuff. Same with Russell Westbrook when he comes into the game. But, yeah, amazing ending to the quarter. This is when I knew we had the game wrapped up. When Russ hit that 3, then Harden was putting Larry Nance in the action. He was getting good stuff every time down. Harden found Zoo for a couple of easy buckets. But then you had – and by the way, in this stretch, the Pelicans are missing every shot. And I think they're getting decent looks, to be honest. Like the Clippers defense is good, but I think they're still getting decent looks. They couldn't make a shot. And maybe it was just time. Like they've had these outlier shooting games against us where Jonas Valanciunas turned into Dirk Nowitzki one night. That's a vlog on my channel, by the way. Then Trey Murphy, I know he's a fantastic shooter, but 9 threes. It was insane. Finally, they had a game where they couldn't make a shot because we've had games like that against them. So it's about damn time. And we took advantage of it. And by the way, at the end of the quarter, I saw them trying to pre-switch that pick and roll with Harden. I have not seen teams try to pre-switch against the Clippers, maybe ever. So that just tells you the threat of James Harden, the pick and roll that these guys are scared shitless of, which they should be with all the threats that we have around them. So they're pre-switching that thing. And you know what they created with that pre-switch? Jose Alvarado guarding Paul George. See, with James Harden as a third option, this is what we didn't get to fully see in Brooklyn because they're all just such divas, all three of them. KD on the low. People give him a pass, but I don't like the way he acts sometimes when shit's not going his way. Says he doesn't care about stuff, but he responds to everything. Anyway, he's the least of those three. Kyrie and Harden, there's always some drama. But when Harden, in the first year, there isn't. That's been consistent with Harden. The first year he goes to a team, and I said that even with my peak hating, he always improves the team. And he's doing that now. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. I have to speak on Harden for a sec. Yes, I will. Don't worry. But Paul George was fantastic. Kawhi was great. Harden was very good despite not shooting very well. And there's nothing to really even talk about in the fourth quarter. We were up by 31 at one point. And with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left, the bench was empty. We saw Mason Plumlee play for the first time since that game against the Knicks, Harden's first game. Man, the bench got smoked, or the third stringers got smoked. Their plus minus is terrible. Who cares, though? I can't believe the game ended 111-95. We were up by 31 points. 31 points. We killed them. (36-27), and peep this. Oh my God. We outscored them 30-15 in the second. 15 points. Yeah, that's not really it's an outlier. Like that type of bricking from New Orleans when they're fully healthy. It's an outlier, but it's okay. Because what I just said, it's about fucking time. 111-95. Clippers snapped the Pelicans winning streak and now go on a 5-game winning streak. We are 19 out of our last 24 games with wins. James Harden. I wonder what our starting lineup. Can somebody can you give me the starting lineup with James Harden, Terrence, Kawhi, Paul, and Zoo? I'd love to know that stat right now. And now we are finally back to being 500 at home. Finally. I'm sorry, on the road. 8-8. 22-12 on the season. Pels are 21-15 on the season. And Oklahoma City, Minnesota, and Denver. You better watch your backs. We're coming. Because we've got the regular season god, James Harden. It's not even a joke. I'm being dead serious. Oh, man. Let's read the lines, huh? For the players that actually got real minutes. 9-man rotation for the Pels. Najee Marshall had 17 minutes. 9 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, and a steal on 4 for 9 shooting. 1 for 1 from 3. That wasn't bad. Jose Alvarado. Damn, I didn't realize he was this broke tonight. 2 points on 1 for 7 shooting and 0 for 2 from 3. Funny because the Pelicans shot 41% from 3, even though I felt like they couldn't make shit. 12 for 29. But they were 21 for, my God, 66, I believe. I'm trying to do the mental math and do all the division and all that. Subtraction. But 21 for 66, I believe. That is atrocious from 2. Atrocious. 63, I'm sorry. 63. Yeah. Trey Murphy was 1 for 9. I felt that. He made that one contested 3 off the bounce against Amir Coffey, but other than that, he couldn't hit. 3 points on 1 for 9 shooting and 1 for 6 from 3. I'm surprised Jordan Hawkins doesn't get more minutes. He's a sniper. Dyson Daniels, though, great defender. Offensively, He had 4 steals, but he was 1 for 4 from the field and 0 for 1 from 3. Who made threes then? Larry Nance played 19 minutes and had 7 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, and a steal on 3 for 6 shooting and 1 for 2 from 3, so he hit one. Zion, he only played 19 minutes. I already said his stat line, 12.6 boards on 3 for 9 shooting. Ingram, 12 points, 4 assists on 3 for 9 shooting. 0 for 1 from 3, 30 minutes of play. Herb Jones, he was pretty quiet. Only played 25 minutes. His lack of shooting is a thing, but he was 1 for 2 from 3. And let's see, I think he's shooting pretty decently from 3 this year, though. Let me check that. 35%. It's not that bad. I think defensively he's too good to not play him more. That's just my opinion, though. Maybe Pels fans can give me some thoughts on that if they're listening. Herb Jones, 3 for 6, 1 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3 in this game. Jonas Valanciunas, he had a double-double, but defensively he's one of the worst starting centers in the league. 13 and 11, 6 for 12 from the field, 1 for 1 from 3. That was early in the game. CJ McCollum, he was 4 for 9 from 3, but he was 0 for 4 from 2. 4 for 13 overall. 12.6 rebounds, 3 assists. Wow. All 3 of their big 3 had 12 on the dot. That's hilarious. Talk about lockups and Brickfest from the Pels. Did I forget anyone? I got everyone. Let's talk about the Clippers. But by the way, shout out to the great Charles Barkley for giving us that shout out last night on national television. Of course, Shaq, reasonable pushback because we're the Clippers, so everyone's going to doubt. It was like he's a Laker fan almost. He's a legendary Laker. So he's gonna be a skeptic. And you know what? He has a point in the sense that Charles Barkley is high on us every year. Every year. It's because he likes the underdog and he's a Laker hater. That's why. Charles Barkley said we were going to win the West before the 2017-18 season. Actually, no, not before the West. We were 4-0. Blake Griffin was looking insane. We had Pat Bev starting with like Milos Teodosic. And he was like, I think the Clippers are going to win the Western Conference. And I'm like, you're crazy, but I'll take it because we didn't have Chris Paul. So I'm like, are people still going to be watching us? But yeah. By the way, shout out to the live right now. 110 people. Every Clipper live has been 100 plus. You guys are the best, man. By the way, we hit 8K. Now you know I'm starving. Like my stomach is rumbling for this 10K though. I need this 10K. We'll pop a bottle of champagne for that. I need it. I need $1 million, but I need that 10K first. You know, baby steps. Anyway, super team clips are helping me. Thank you, James Harden. Thank you, Russ. Let's talk about the super team. Daniel Tice, 17 minutes played, thought he was very solid. 2 points, 5 rebounds, some really good rim protection when need be. Also got scored on down low as well. It's okay. You have to appreciate what Daniel Tice has done. He's taken Plumlee out of the rotation, and I'm okay with it. And Plumlee, again, this is Ty Lue. This is the Clippers organization being first class now. Everyone's bought in. Harden is bought in. I mean, there's not much to buy in for him personally. To me, he's been given the keys, right? But he's shooting less. His stats are not as good. He's bought in. He's okay with it. Russell Westbrook. His stats are, for Russell Westbrook standards, they're in the mud. He's not playing that much. He's okay with it. Bones Highland's not playing at all. He's okay with it. He's still getting texts on the bench. I mean, come on. You can't pay for that kind of enthusiasm. And he left in Denver for the same reason he wasn't playing. What's different? The Clippers are just first class now. And Ty Lue, I think we all owe him an apology. He's doing great this season. And it's the double-edged sword of a super team. You win as a coach, you just have all that talent. I could coach that talent. If you lose, look at this guy not making it work with all that talent. Ty Lue is everyone's, shutting up right now because he's just letting the players show how talented they are. He's putting everybody in the right spots. He's gotten guys to buy into their roles. I mean, the buy-in, that takes real man management skills. Like, that's my problem. It's like, people don't understand now that I'm coaching so much in my youth sports, I can't underestimate coaching egos that big. Like, you need man management with kids because kids want to do things as well. They want to be the number one options on sometimes. They want the ball in their hands and all this. I see everybody reacting in the chat to the Magic beating the Nuggets. I'm not doing standings watch until we are after the All-Star break, really, or at least halfway to the season. I don't do that. I've only made my life really tough by doing that over the years. I've learned my lesson. I'm now 25, and it's tough for me to do it. But anyway, let's see. If we can avoid the Nuggets till the conference finals, I think we might be going back to the conference finals. Anyway, what was I saying? Totally lost my train of thought. See, getting distracted looking at the comments about the Denver Nuggets losing. Here I go forgetting what I was saying altogether. But anyway, I was reading the lines. Yes. The buy-in. So what I've noticed by coaching kids that have different expectations and want different things is that it's not easy. You have to have a real man management skills. You have to really get to know these people or at least build a mutual respect with them. Ty Lue has done that and shown that with everyone for the most part. Robert Covington, I don't know what happened there, but I mean, Jesus. Got to give Ty Lue credit. Now, let's talk about Amir Coffey. He played 21 minutes. He was very solid. 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 for 4 from the field in 21 minutes of play. 0 for 2 from 3, though. Clippers shot well, though, from the field. 49% and then 42% from 3. 15 for 36. Yeah, we'll take that. 80% from the line. So they continue to shoot up from the line. Norman Powell. I already mentioned his stat line, yeah. Terrence Mann. By the way, that steal he had on the inbounds in the beginning of the third quarter, tell me if you're a Pels fan, was that backbreaking? Because we had just made threes. He gets that steal. It felt like they were just kind of cooked. That was his one steal. But yeah, 8 points on 2 for 3 shooting and 2 for 3 from 3. Zubats, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 6 for 7 from the field, 3 for 4 from the foul line. There we go, Zoo. Plus 18. He has been amazing in 23 minutes. I don't want to hear anyone doubt that Zubats can't be a starting center on a championship team. He absolutely can. Zaza Pachulia was the starting center of a championship team. And obviously they had way more talent. Not way more. They had more talent. But like Zubats is a lot better than Zaza's bitch ass. Anyway, let's read the lines for James Harden, Paul George, and Kawhi. Let's start with 13 strippers. 8 points. Wow. 3 rebounds, 13 assists to 1 turnover. 13 assists to 1 turnover? It's pretty filthy. Dime dropper Harden. 2 for 7 from the field, 1 for 6 from 3, 3 for 3 from the line. He got fouled on a 3. He gets fouled from 3 more than anyone I've ever seen, even more than Jamal Crawford. Sometimes it's not even a foul, but he sells it like no other, as we all know. 29 minutes of play for Mr. Jim. I thought he was amazing. And you know what? The biggest sacrifice is statistical. And I always say the Lucas, LeBrons, James Harden, all these Trae Young, all these guys that want to do this ball dominance, the pick and roll, they're not off-ball guys. Chris Paul, they love their numbers. They love it. But I like that James Harden, there was one moment in this game where it peaked to me. Second quarter, he had just created some really good things in pick and roll, and then he threw a lob pass over to PG in the mid-post. That was a good understanding of, you know what, I'm cooking, but Paul George, he's a rhythm guy. Let me get him the ball. That's sharp. Third option, James. You have me believing again. I don't want to believe too much. There's no hot takes coming from me, guys. None. 0. Only thing I'm saying, the hottest take is the title of this video. We are playing better than anyone in the league. That's not even up for debate. Boston, I've seen you play with your ISO bullshit. Boston's really good. I don't mean to, they're really good. But we got Kawhi, they have Tatum. I think that's the difference. They're going to say, we have Derek White. Russell Westbrook and Derek White. I love to see them in a dark alley together. Nobody there. See what happens. Okay, that was mean. Derek White's a beast. But Russell Westbrook, I can't wait to have Russell Westbrook coming off the bench in a Clipper playoff crowd. Can we get Kawhi Leonard with a Clipper playoff crowd for God's sake one time? Speaking of Kawhi Leonard, how about 19 points? That's nothing. 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. 7 for 15 shooting. He still ended up being efficient. 2 for 4 from 3, 3 for 4 from the line in 30 minutes. For me, my player of the game, Paul George, for the second straight game. 24 points, 7 rebounds from Mr. Podcast, 9 for 15 from the field, 6 for 10 from 3. He was 5 for 10 from 3 last game. So 11 for 20 from 3 the last 2 games, 60% from the field. Mr. Podcast, can't wait for the next episode. You can talk all that shit when you're playing like that, but Lakers. Next game is Lakers. And you know what? There's no better time to be playing those guys right now. And there's no worse time to be playing us right now. I hope we smack the shit out of them. I hope we cost Darvin Ham his job. Sacked in the morning. Uh-oh. We better beat them. Come on. This is James Harden's first game against the Lakers. It's not a real rivalry. It's a pseudo rivalry. But you play for the team that has less and gets shit talked, and you're going to get booed if you go to SoFi and Dodger Stadium. So you better play with a sense of pride. Chris Paul, he used to play like it was the finals when we played the Lakers. It was ridiculous. I want to beat the Lakers bad. Bad. I want to see that. Because you know what? If we win a championship, that's the first people I'm going to talk to. Laker fans. There's some good ones out there. A lot of them follow me and subscribe to me. A lot of them talk a lot of bullshit and think the Clippers are never going to win just because they're called the Clippers. And I'll tell you what, I'll be drinking your tears straight, no chaser, if we win the championship. And you're never going to hear the end of it. That's the thing. I am going to go from being a very nice guy to being a complete asshole. I just hope my Twitter doesn't get suspended because I'm going to be such a dick. And I deserve it because people were a dick to me. Clipper Nation! Talk to me right now in the comments. We're going to go to the live subscribers waiting patiently in the chat. Thank you so much for joining me. Clippers are playing really good ball. No hot takes from your boy, though. Lakers, Grizzlies. Going to be talking about that tomorrow. You guys are the best. Peace. Have a great night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's 124 of you in here, and I need a huge favor from my mods. Or if you're not a mod, please tell people not to comment for the next 5 minutes or so. Please. I want to read your comments because there's a lot, and I will promise to get to you. By the way, super chats are turned on. It's going to drop $1 a dime. There's definitely no way 122 of you guys don't have $1 to spare your boy. Come on. It's nice. You know, I'm working hard over here. It helps the equipment. It helps your viewing experience down the line. So it's always nice to get $1. Don't even forget the Pelicans are fully healthy. We made it look easy. That's right. Well, Zion got hurt in the second half, so. We showed that when they don't go nuclear from three, we're the better team. I think we're the better team than New Orleans, and we should be. We have Kawhi Leonard. We have a true super team. CJ McCollum is very good, but he's not James Harden. We finally beat New Orleans, dime. At this point, people got to be on notice. This is the best 2-1-3 ever looked, and if healthy, it'll take a lot to beat this team. That's a fact. Let's go Clippers. Bones got busy. LFG. Let's make sure we shout out the people in the live. Bones. My mod, my name is JC, LFG. Let's get JC tagged in there. Thank you, JC. Appreciate you. My co-host for the Pro Sports Fans. Spencer. Yes, sir. Clip gang and don't bang. Spencer's been a Clipper fan maybe longer than I've been alive. He's the youngest looking, I don't know what age he is in the world. Smash the like and subscribe. You better believe it. Clipping man, we are seated. My life will be saved if we win the next game. You are legendary. EM, this is the best roster the Clippers have ever put together. Okay. Harden saved the 2-1-3 era. Jesus Christ. So what did that say about your faith in Paul George and Kawhi, man? Seriously? I don't care how good we looked in the first 3 games for the trade or how bad we looked. So are you telling me that they needed a third star to win a chip? Is that what you're telling me? That's what you're telling me. Just say it. All that matters is that I don't want to hear from the fanboy of Harden. Oh, fuck. Legend in the building. Bam, bam, bam. I need a soundboard. Rel Myers. Guys, everybody needs to follow Rel and subscribe to her channel on YouTube. I encourage Rel to make more YouTube content. Basically, she does a lot of what I do, but from the Pels side. And how many New Orleans Pelicans content creators do you know? I don't know many. So that's why I liked it. Like when I find one. Been a fan since the CP3 days. I love fans that go off for their local team. She's at every game talking to fans, doing God's work. So you better subscribe, please, because the Pelicans are a team that need more coverage. Now that the Zion, hype has kind of died, we need some people hyping up a team. Doesn't get enough attention from me. How bad are the Lakers losing to the Clips? I don't know. I don't make predictions. I'm bad at those, as you can see. Predicting that Westbrook was going to be awful. Predicting that Harden was going to be awful. Actually, I didn't think Harden was going to be awful. I just have no trust in him in the playoffs. But it's looking even better than I expected. I'm not going to lie. Oh, my boy Rami. This guy's a legend. Rami Ferrati. Let me put you down there. Oh, Rel. I have to mark down Rel as well. Let's see. Andres Lancheros. What kind of nationality are you? Are you Colombian? Mexicano? Rami. Oh, Stoxinio, the legend. One of my mods says, hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. Yes, sir. Braun is 4 for 4 from 3 right now. Don't spoil the game for me, Bones. I love how you put the two dots like the Turkish way, like Mesut Özil. I need Clippers blow the shit out of Lakers. I'm crying. LeBron decided to go hot for no reason. Shaking my head. That's funny. Amaya. It's actually crazy how good they are now. that a girl in the live? A hooper? Wow. We need more female representation. If you're on Twitter, Amaya, I hope I'm saying that right. Please put your handle in there so I can give you a shout out. What Harden makes it so easy for PG and Kawhi. He truly does. I do also think Westbrook made it easy for Kawhi and PG as well, but of course, Harden is better than pick and roll. Let's see. Like the stream, y'all. Yes, like the stream. Oh, it's my cousin in the building. By the way, another shout out. Wow, all the legends are coming in the building tonight. You got to love it. On a Friday night. This is my cousin, my actual blood relative. He's my mom's first cousin, so he'd be a first cousin once removed if we're getting technical. He's a Miami Heat fan, and he's been a Heat fan longer than I've been alive. And he's just started his own YouTube channel, doing some breakdowns. So please go follow him because he's my cousin. So you better follow him because I'm going to be really mad if you don't. LFG Dime. Yes, sir. Cameron Aselli. Let's get Cameron Aselli a little shout out right there. Legend. Clipper fan was in the vlog against the Grizzlies when it looked like we were absolutely doomed after that Harden trade. Oh, man. It looks so. Hey, I'll tell you what I was wrong about as well. I was wrong about Westbrook being sixth man. I'm sorry, no, Harden being sixth man. But that's because of, you have to understand, that's not because I don't like James Harden and because I love Westbrook. It's because I'm a big believer of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I believe in people when they do everything that they're asked for and they produce. I don't believe in taking that person out. I get it. Harden's better than him, but that's just my line of thinking in life. Like, so you can disagree with my line of thinking, I guess. Kevin Love is better than Russ. Get the fuck out of here. Bones got busy, said, hey, hotter than this. Oh, June 28th, July. What a legend. Hotter than the Celtics. Are you on Twitter, June 28th, July? Brad Brown. By the way, if you guys are on Twitter, that you can comment. What's your handle? And unless you already know that I know you, like Rel. Darian, I'm loving this. I'm loving that. You're loving it. Pedro Pereira. That sounds Portuguese as fuck. We are playing great. Are you on Twitter? My Pelicans were down bad tonight. Couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Yeah, it was bad, Rel. I don't think it says much about the team. Bad offense or excellent defense? A little bit of both. Jason Chavez. What's up, Jason? He was in one of the vlogs. I forget which game. If everything goes right, this Clippers team is going to end up as the greatest Clippers team of all time. It will and has the most talent. It's the first super team. Do the list. Oh, okay. You want me to do it? No, I have too many comments for that. Bill Walton, Marcus Johnson, Sean Livingston, what's his name? Is his name Greg Smith? The guy in the Derek Smith. Sean Livingston, CP3, Blake Griffin, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. Did I miss any? I missed a ton. Elton Brand tore his Achilles. Darian, I went in on Adam Silver. That sounded kind of weird. You're my favorite, huh? Picking Zion in fantasy was a dud. Good thing I have PG. Is this Ernie like Clips at Ernie or is it not? Extra Ernie TV, Clip Gang? It's not the first time dropper pause. 4 Sportsmen have done it a bunch. Oh, my man, Phone PC and Console Fix out in Vegas. Hopefully a soon-to-be sponsor of Dime Dropper. You guys, if you ever need repairs on your technology, phone, console, my computer had an overheating issue, if you remember, and used to make my streams lag. It's been fixed since my boys refurbished it. That's in Vegas. Phone, PC, and Console Fix. What a game. Timbo Got Game says, good to see Big Plum Dog out there in garbage time. Bones, we have a super team and you're talking about more players, bro. Come on. Like, let's not get too greedy. He's got greedy, senior. Remember when Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor said that to Floyd Mayweather's dad? He's got greedy, senior. He's got greedy. Zoo has been better. It looks more comfortable in the post. A lot less sluggish fumbles and clumsiness. Absolutely. And James Harden definitely has an effect on that. I think this might be the year. Feels different, but man, I don't want to talk. No, I'm not. I don't have all that money, Cameron. You got to know it. Got vlogs to make. No, I'm not there, guys. I don't have Laker tickets. Best Clippers team in the 2-1-3 era. I mean, it should be. Look at the talent. It's a super team. Ty Lue has these guys bone, but the problem is I get scared, guys. That's another reason why I didn't want Harden is because I'm scared that we're going to have the biggest collapse of all, and we're going to get, oh my God, we're going to get made fun of so much. That's why I'm being very, I'm reporting things when people talk about the Clippers being this and that. I'm not making bold takes because I know how this goes. You don't want to tell me about 2013. By the way, 17 straight games that we won that season in a row. This is like the best regular season run we may have had since then. 2015, though, we were pretty damn good too. And 2014. Let's see if we get as many wins in the regular season. This is I'll say this West is better 1 through 15, but that West was better 1 through 8 or 9. That West was juggernaut. OKC and San Antonio, they were both proven great teams with good chemistry. Then you had the Clippers in there and Memphis, who had a real identity as well. Then you have the Warriors sneaking up on guys with Jarrett Jack coming off the bench, Steph Curry, David Lee. And then the Nuggets, who had a lot of talent, but no true star. That was a good West that year, 2013. That whole decade, West was fantastic. What did I tell you about Jonas? Yeah, he's not good in the pick and roll. It wasn't Jonas in drop, though. I noticed when Kawhi dribbles too much, less chance of shots go in. Absolutely. I think that could be true for everybody, but it's more so true for Kawhi than a lot of players I've noticed in the past. Like James Harden, not as much. Luka, not as much. LeBron, not as much. Kobe, not really. Clippers still have plus 1,400 odds or to win a championship. Below Sixers is funny. Yeah. Should Russ be in the 6-man race? Nah, probably not, sadly. Doesn't get enough minutes. Salute Dime, best win in ages. Wow. Is it the best win of the season? Might be. Plus 36 is nuts. LOL, it is. Russ has so much energy. Yes. Oh, Phoenix Gen Z is in here. Okay. Let me get Phoenix Gen Z. Winning the Pal minutes by a lot. Wait, Clips below Suns too. I'm crying. What? Russ dominated a little stretch in the second quarter that boosted everyone's defensive effort. He truly did. Truly did. Ah, shit. PG passed that baby back to Russ. This is the app that I'm talking about. Thank you, Stoxinio. Marcus Smartest. Stop doing this spoilers. M. Fernando says, let's go, Dime Dropper. Let's go, Fernando. Meeks says, no, Russ shouldn't be nominated for 6-man, but definitely for all defensive team. I think he plays enough minutes for that. We play so relaxed now. Great chemistry. Plumlee, take your minutes back. Empire Jeff TV. What's up to Empire Jeff? What's up, Empire Jeff? He's also on Twitter. Good win for y'all again. Good run you guys are on. Great content as well, bro. Keep it up. Thank you. Grayson Allen just dropped 31 points, 9 threes. Wow. Extra TV said, yeah. Yeah to what? You're just being weird. Absolutely, Urel. They are just being weird. Hate Harden fans. Harden's the GOAT. Of what? Going to the strip club? What's he the GOAT of? He's fantastic. Is he your GOAT? He's the GOAT of growing beards in the NBA. He's the GOAT of foul baiting. I'll tell you that. And quitting in playoff games. He and LeBron are... I'm being mean. He's on my team now. I can't be so mean anymore. Appreciate the likes. Russ, baby, are you... That's classic. Both teams started off slow, but this team who snapped out first won. Yo, what's up, Daniel Barry? Says, Clippers championship team, happy Friday. I love how on board Laker fans are. My cousin's the best in the game. Thank you. Good man, facts. One dope bloke says, what up, Dime? Are you from Australia or England? Regular season god. He is, though. We're really restarting the winning streak again. We are. The system. Oh, God. Andres Lancheros, dude. I hope you get an autograph from Harden or something one day. Great game tonight. Us Sixers fans, not so much. We got ran. Yeah, the Knicks. Shout out to the Knicks. They've been hooping with OG Anunoby. That was an impressive road win, especially give OG Anunoby 2 more wins, and they're going to start saying he's like the next on our test. Like, they're going to start going nuts, Knicks fans. That was an impressive road win, especially given how well the Pelicans have been playing against top competition recently. Thank you, Sammy Slam. Jordan Hawkins, known shooter, buried on the bench. Oh, man. Suggs, 7 for 9 from 3. Good Lord. The Clippers' defense was so good, so that's why they shot so bad. Shout out to Russ. It's not just that. They're NBA players. They just missed some shots. Willie Green hates Jordan Hawkins. That's what I conclude. Wow. Corrupt. Do you think Clips would have the same success without the Harden trade? I don't think we would have looked this good. I think James Harden adding that talent and having it work well by having Russ go to the bench and letting him do his thing in that Brooklyn role with even better depth than that gives us that. I don't think we would have reached these heights. But if you ask me, do I think we could have been 22-12 through 34 games without making a trade? Yes. With the same health that we've had, yes, I do think we could have been 22-12. But right now, the way we're playing, no. Having James Harden be in this role and Westbrook being a bench player and being okay with it, yeah. I'm looking wrong for sure. But again, it's about that second round. I'm confident Harden in the first round. He's going to hoop in the first round. He hasn't lost in the first round in how many years? 2016. He's been in the second round, which is great. He gives you that floor at least. Second round, that's when it starts getting crazy when you're a Clipper fan. Herb is better from 3 this year. Yeah, CJ is having like his best year from 3. Najee Marshall is killing him from corner 3. There you go. Shout out to the Pels 12. Who's that? Corrupt. Yes, I do. They would be top 5 in both offense and defense in a 20-plus win team. Okay. Top 5 in offense? Without Harden, I don't know about that. Top 5 in defense, I can give you a shout because we still have Nico and Rocco. But I don't know about that. Terrence, I'll tell you this, though. If Terrence Mann had those shooting slumps and we didn't have Harden, we wouldn't have been better because my whole thing was Terrence Mann's going to have his best season. But yeah, I missed the game. So glad we beat the Pels. Shout out, Perseus. You're killing it, Dime. 10K soon. Thank you. Congrats. Hitting the like button will work wonders. It will. Corrupt. The trade was mostly about the postseason. Yeah. Shout out you basketball nerds. Also, Paul George, who's been great again lately after all the hate. Yeah, after you were taking victory laps that Harden was our second best player, like consensus. Nuggets lost. LFGG. Let's go. Pels made us look terrible at crypto earlier this season. This win was extra satisfying. Did you watch that vlog, guys? 2,000 views. Everyone has bought into their role besides old head Tucker. How do you know he hasn't bought in, though? He hasn't complained since that article. Basic says Orlando Magic did us a favor. Let's go. Magic went into Denver and won. Andrew Kassar says Clippers 60-22. 60 wins? If we had 60 wins, I'll say it was a success before the playoffs because we were not getting 60 wins before. No chance. I don't think we're going to get 60 wins, though. That would mean we'd have to only lose 10 more games the rest of the year. I don't know. If we're healthy, you never know. Magic beat Nuggets. I turned that game up thinking Nuggets had it. Damn. Bancaro, 30-point triple-double, stud. Didn't Pablo, a couple nights ago, Pablo dropped like 43 at Kings last night. I don't think it was last night. I think it was 2 nights ago. We're smoking the Nuggets in the playoffs. Whoa. Unless Reggie and DJ start for them. In that case, we're fucked. I like that. In my opinion, Russ and Harden always play great in the second quarter almost every game. Besides that, their minutes are somewhat questionable. Russ should play almost the full second quarter most games. I feel you on that. And I agree. Time jumper Harden, LMFAO. Nick V. Is this my boy NV? It is. Still pissed the Lakers traded Zubats. Could have been a more than solid backup for AD all these years. True, but can you hate on JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard in 2020? They were probably a little more ready for that than Zoo. Dime dropper, Harden regular season, stripper, panty dropper playoffs. Yeah, we'll see. Darian, what do you think is making the Clips click so well this year? In my opinion, it's the defined roles and obvious health. Yeah, and having just straight up a third star. Like James Harden's a great basketball player. Like we had Westbrook made the ultimate sacrifice to go to the bench and let Harden just get 30-plus minutes while he gets less than 20. I mean, come on. That's pretty huge. Oh, and Kawhi is healthy. Paul George is healthy. That matters. And Daniel Tice having a center for the whole season. Last year, we were playing Moses Brown at the 5. That's why when people said we're running it back with the same team, no, we weren't. It's not the same team that we had the whole year. It's the team that we were going to have against Phoenix that we would have beaten, by the way. New year, new man. That's right. Bro, if we can somehow finesse Siakam or Kuminga. Okay, come on, Cameron. Are we serious now? The other day, you said that PG is the second most disappointing Clipper outside of Blake. No, PG is the most disappointing. Blake is second. Blake? We want to get into that conversation? I don't know about that. Maybe at the end of the comments. Ask, if you really want to, Brendan, and you're still here, re-comment that I want to hear why Blake is number 2 most frustrating. Zero debate. Our loss to Boston was a statistical anomaly. Clippers are super deep weird. I don't like how you say we and you're just here for Harden. If you see Derek White in a dark alley alone, you'll piss your pants. Booker woke up a demon in PG. MVPG has arrived. A Laker L tonight would be delicious. Yes. Laughing. 20-plus point wins. God damn, Dime. What did I say? Cameron. Jonathan Kuminga is going to be a beast. Russ triple-double. When? Where? I hope Memphis runs these Lakers. They're the worst fans to me than Boston fans. Darian, what do you see differently in this Clipper team in terms of lead maintenance that didn't been before? I'll tell you, talent. Just having Kawhi, Paul George, and Harden, star power, stars, dudes. That's the difference. Not that complicated. Finals, here we come. A Clippers championship is going to change my life. Dude, I honestly don't know what's going to happen in my life after we win. Like, what am I supposed to do then? Just focus on my own life and being successful individually? That's going to be weird. Clipper championship parade this year should end up at Intuit. We'll see. Later, Dime. Oh, see you, Rel. Rene Zarate. I got to get you in there. Rene Zarate. Clipper Nation, baby. Spank them, says, oh, we spanked them tonight. This was the best, Clippers' best performance of the season, in my opinion. We didn't let up. PG and Kawhi didn't let the Pels perimeter defenders affect their game. Harden, Zoo, Man, Russ also played great. Oh, Daniel Clifford from coming in from down under. Let me put the Daniel Clifford there. Hey, Dime. First love I've been able to catch for a bit now. I'm happy after a dub versus the Pels. Go Clips. God Formation says, enjoy watching your content, man. You have a great perspective on the game. Let's go Clippers. Thank you so much. Darian, do you think coffee can fill the void we lost in losing Nico and Rocco? In my opinion, he can't fill it all, but he can fill maybe 60, 70% of it. He was amazing defensively on Ingram and Zion. Yes, I agree. And that other 30% is made up for the fact that we have Plumber Jim. Oh, big Boston in the building. My boy Will, my first ever guest on Dime Dropper featuring. I was actually referencing his clip today talking about Bol Bol. He played with Peyton Pritchard, played with Troy Brown. He's part of the reason why I hated James Harden so much. And he's a smooth lefty, Will Johnson. Go check out that episode if you want to see what we talked about the modern NBA. And he had some big comments about Larry Bird versus Braun. Check that out. Love watching the Pels. Do you think the Clips will make a move at the trade deadline? Maybe a marginal one. No big splash like last couple seasons. Darian, do you think being a coach yourself has made you look at the game in a different way? Maybe straying away from a casual fan perspective. I like that question. I was never a casual fan, so no, it hasn't. But it has changed my perspective in the sense that I sympathize more with coaches because there are times where when you don't make an adjustment, it's not because you don't see what the adjustment is, but it's because you trust what you've done in practice that you're like, my guys will be able to figure it out and execute the way I've done it with them. And so you stick with what you've preached and practiced. And there's always a backstory to certain decisions that happen. And there's a lot more player management that goes into things that people don't realize. And it really comes down to making your players respect you, but you have to have respect for them before you ask for respect. That's the main thing. And that's my problem with a lot of authority figures. I know you're not supposed to have, like, cops are just, not supposed to have respect for their criminals. But I always think you just respect other people and it'll get you a long way in what you want to do. Heat fans are rough to me being a Sixer fan. Your cousin, LMAO, yes. Diego Pena, or is it Pena? Says, love how Westbrook is contributing. For him to step up by stepping down has been the main reason we've turned it around. The way he's been treated by us is the opposite of how the Lakers treated him. Facts. He loves Clipper Nation and Clipper Nation loves him. I love it. In my opinion, the way we closed the first quarter with Russ really changed the game and opened up the floor for Powell. He's like a charger for Powell. Also, Jose Alvarado had no impact tonight at all. Yeah. Eric Gordon. I don't think Eric Gordon got hurt with us, bro. Chris Kaman did, but he was pretty good when we traded him. Darian, any trade deadline predictions for the Clips? Let me make a marginal move and get one more forward because the front office is getting greedy. LMAO. Remember Marcus Camby, Baron Davis era? Even Ricky Davis. Dude, you don't understand how excited I was when we got Ricky Davis. I thought we were like, oh, we're going to go to the playoffs now. Crazy how shit changes, bro. I was excited about getting Ricky Davis, and I was like cussing out the world and almost in like depression when we got Harden. It's wild. I'm definitely a different kind of person. I ain't a Harden stan, and I'm somewhat against his style of play. But him having 8 points on 27% shooting and still having a case for player of the game is wild. 13 assists like he's a wizard out there. Absolutely. That's a great point, and it's a great fact. The only problem the Clippers have is that we have too much. Anytime you say we, I'm not even going to read the rest of your comment, Andres. You have to say he or the Clippers or you guys. We haven't benched Plumlee. He's been injured. He's a veteran. Dude, do you not see the writing? You have to read between the lines, Spankum. Darius Miles and Zebo, different eras. Zebo, bum. Dime Dropper plus 100 net rating this year so far. Really? That's my plus minus? When the Pels cut the lead to 13 from 22 in the third, the Clips firing back, going up 24 at the end was crazy. That's not something the Clips have done over the years. Cool to see for sure. Absolutely. Oops. Ryan Rayford, what's up, man? Got my PG jersey signed after warmups. Congrats, dude. That's dope. I saw you're on Twitter. Let me get you in there with a shout out. Okay. LMAO, GOAT, the strip clubs. Lawrence, I like the LA, should sign Blake on a minimum for vibes. I agree. I said that on Twitter. Vibes. PG hitting that shot over Jose the Midget and rocking the baby and passing it over to Russ was the funniest celebration ever. That was pretty funny. Didn't mean to spam that. The king of 4-point plays. Yes, that used to be Jamal Crawford. That was a great Connor impression. Was it? You think so? What did I say? You've got greedy, senior. You've got greedy. And I was like, I tripled my net worth in 1/2 a fucking fight. Yeah, that media attention around that fight was nuts. OG Anunoby, the first player in NBA history to have an accumulative plus minus of 76 or more in a game. In one game, he backpacks their defense. Get the fuck out of here. Don't steal my boy Isaiah Hardenstein. Oh, my boy Cameron. All right, bro. Here's the funds for Sunday's game. Yeah, you want me to pay for my ticket, guys? Let's get it. How much is that ticket going for? Hundreds? Warriors going to lose to the Pistons. You'll have to see it. Really? I don't care. I'm not a Warriors hater. Darian, who's your player of the game? For me, it's either Russ, PG, or Harden. I'm leaning towards Harden, but I don't know. You already heard my answer. It was a pretty good Connor accent. You think? Cumulative plus minus in 3 games. Okay. You know, you say you had like 50 plus 50 in like one game. For us to hold the Pels to 41 at half 95 in regulation is crazy, considering they're one of the best offensive teams when healthy. This was personally the biggest test of the season for us so far. James Harden's advanced stats are better than Paul George all across the board. Harden is a top 15 player according to a lot of advanced stats. Now, next, you can ask me how many fucks I give about advanced stats. Hey, Dime Dropper, you starting to like Harden or are you still hating? A little bit of both. Tristan and Let's Do It. Never gonna stop hating fully. Unless we win a championship. Then I might. But no, it's bigger than the Clippers and like player evaluation. Like, it's like Harden has affected basketball. Like, he's had that big of an impact. Now I don't like his effect. Sue me. Throw me under the bus. Kill me. Fight me. I don't care. Cry about it. Oh man, thank you so much, my man. I'm Amir. Thank you so much. $20 super chat. It says, Happy New Year. And here's your Christmas gift. Everyone drop a dime or a dollar. Your boy's putting in work. Yeah, man, I'm working hard. Thank you. Nobody cares about advanced stats, you nerd. Thank you so much. Spoke for me, baby. W first super chat. It was actually the second. I want to hear why Blake is number 2. Okay. 1, health. 2, around 2016 especially, he started being the original. Team switched, and he wouldn't post up. Every time he'd get aggressive, he would dominate. It's all mental with him. But I will give him this. People tried to foul, like physically injure Blake Griffin. Like, they tried to physically injure him. And he just passed up too many mismatches. At least 6 points a game would go with him not taking advantage of a weak-ass defender that had no business guarding him. And it added up. He could have averaged 28 points a game. Every year I was like, man, this year's the year that Blake's going to average 28 points a game. But he never really got over 25. So that's why he was frustrating. And health, yes. Bro, he punched a trainer. He was already out with the quad injury. And we're coming off a 3-1 blown lead for the Rockets with James Harden. I'll give him that, even though it's the bench that got him back in the game. But he played well in Game 7, in Game 5. I'll give him that. But what's it called? What was I saying? I read this brain dead comment. Want to hear why Blake is number 2 most frustrating? Oh, yeah, he punched a trainer when he was already out. PG is better than Harden based on what? Based on someone's opinion. I didn't say it was a fact. Based on someone's opinion. Westbrook didn't sacrifice anything. Okay, I'm not going to read anything else. He forced to go to the bench of the Clip trade and try to direct him. I had no choice. No, he always has a choice. He could say, I don't fuck with this. I want to go to another team. Or he can choose to stop playing. He's accomplished everything. He would get another – with the way he was playing, he was not going to be out of the league. So, yeah, I don't buy that. I think the Spurs would take him on a flyer before he would be out of the league. So, yes, he sacrificed massively. And he's not just sacrificed, he's been positive about it. Phoenix Play Z says, a championship improves your quality of life. It's the one thing I want to see again before I die. It's a different type of high. As is true. Clippers is different for me, though. It'd be much bigger than the Rams or the Dodgers or anything winning. I'd assume so. Blake was consistently a 23 and 10 guy. He never added a consistent jumper as a Clipper. Nah. Jumper honestly became good enough in 2014, 15, in 14. I want to say 16, 17. Like, his talent all put it together, but he started getting away from what made him great. Harden has led 4 different teams to their franchise high. Who cares? Are we talking about his career? I think James Harden has accomplished more than Paul George. I think James Harden's better all the time than Paul George. I do. I just think right now that Paul George is better. When Paul George is playing defense like these last 2 games, James Harden not fucking with him. Like, I'm sorry. Maybe I will say this though. He's a better floor raiser. If you put him as number 1 options, I think Harden might be better. But as a number 2 or number 3, as number 2, I'm taking Paul George. And I think Paul George is just he's very well rounded. Go Clippers. You also have Stratos. Let me get Stratos in there. Thanks, Will. Oh, thanks, Bonson. We believe. Westbrook has not been out of the first round of the playoffs since 2020 when Harden carried his crappy player. He was injured, bro. Are you a fucking Harden stan? I hate Harden stans. Can we get this guy out of here, please? Mute him. If he makes one more Harden stan comment, I want his ass muted. I don't want to hear that nonsense. I love Copley's defense and effort. I do too. Harden is definitely a floor raiser, but eye test-wise, PG is the clear second best player on this team based on what's needed to win the chip. If Harden was the same option, we lose second round or conference finals. Spank him. I don't know who you are, but I like your takes. I'll drag my nuts on glass shards from Staples into it if we win it all. Jesus Christ. Paul George has never been better than James Harden. Okay. Can we please go to – oh, my God. This is the best one. Go to Basketball Reference right now and see for yourself. That's gold. That's gold. You know what I'm not doing? Putting that on a T-shirt. Get this guy out of here. One of the mods, mute him. Put him on timeout. Harden has lived to potential. Oh, he's exceeded it so far. Yeah, I'd be siding with coaches more so as well, but of course I have less tolerance on the team I root for. You're a straight up nerd. LOL. I love Spankum. I don't care about basketball reference. Where are you from, Spankum? PG is the second option. That's all I'm saying. Harden's been great in his role, though. Thank you. Westbrook is the X factor. Russ didn't change this game. When Russ entered the game, Harden and Coach. Oh my God. Time has never been a casual. Thank you. Anybody who thinks PG-13 is better than Harden doesn't know basketball. I don't know basketball then. You know, Harden literally he ruined the game of basketball with his foul baiting and his traveling that he added to the game. Nobody said PG is better than Harden. Yes, they did. And stand on that shit. Yeah, you did. He say he's better. Stand on it. Yeah. Okay, I'm done. I'm no more Johnny United or Johnny whoever this is. Harden is phenomenal, though. Don't get me wrong. In my opinion, deserves the 2019 MVP. 36 points. You're going to watch every game of his. That's every game. Well, I don't know how you did that. I would rather break my TV than watch 2019 Harden play every game. I think Giannis deserved it. The accent comes from UMass days. What accent? Bobby Simmons was solid. That's such a random name to throw out there. In one gamer would be crazy. Excuse me? It's Pena, bro. Shout out from Bell Gardens, Pennsylvania. Never heard of that. That's awesome. You a Clipper fan from Pennsylvania? Marshall did a GTA Alvarado in those last minutes. Couldn't help himself. LOL. Keep it up, time. Thank you. Mikey Moore, backup Zubats. What? You have to admit, I was the one happy guy for you getting Harden. Everybody else was complaining. That's not true at all, Tristan. What delusional world do you live in? Agreed, because he's the lead ball handler. I'm just saying PG's the second option. That's all. They don't have anything against Harden. By the way, Paul George has led his team in the conference finals twice, and he did it a third time, kind of, with the Clippers. Damn, it said it was first super chat on here. WTF? No. When Curry was in his, I don't even love Christ. I will always respect BG for sacrificing himself for the 2019 Pistons. Legit backpack that team. He truly did. That's a carry job. Clipper Nation. The most disappointing, in my opinion, order is Doc Rivers. Oh my God, I can't believe you got me to say that. Glenn Rivers, Spencer Hawes, Sean Livingston's health. I love Blake too much. No, dude, Blake might be my favorite basketball player of all time. I said most frustrating, not disappointing. 2018-19 Blake was crazy. Oh my God. Can we get him out of here? If Russ did not get that quad injury in 2020, they would have beat the Lakers easily. You guys are delusional. You Harden stands are peak delusional. You guys were getting fucked by the Lakers with all the little sides you have with that puny-ass team. What the fuck was that? Mike D'Antoni? Don't even get me started with that fraud. Get him out of here. Get you out of here. I'm tired of this nonsense. My God, I'm done. Thank you. Oh my God. People referencing as usual with context. You have to use your effing eyes first. PG clears. PG is better than Harden today by far. Thank you, Phoenix. Harden's good, but PG's by far. I wouldn't even say by far, guys. I wouldn't. Giannis deserved that MVP in 2019. I don't know about 2020, though. In my opinion, Anthony Davis. I don't really. I'm actually kidding. I thought Giannis was going to win because AD and LeBron would cancel each other out. But AD should have won Defensive Player of the Year. That was terrible that Giannis won, in my opinion. Paul George was the best player on a two-time Eastern Conference champion level team. LeBron needed 7 games, not each time. He won in 6 the second time. The guy was pretty damn good when he was fully healthy. He really was. Derek Lee, never seen you in here before. Welcome. I love your emoji. Eastern Conference was trash back then. You are right. It's just Miami, Derrick Rose, Bulls, and Pacers would be pretty average in this era. That's stupid. Pretty average in this era. No, they would just find a way to put smaller lineups out there if they need to. I don't buy that. It would be smaller. The Pacers team would be good in any era. Stop that. Derrick Rose, Bulls, that team would be average. Derrick Rose, bro, if you put a stretch 4 out there, remember, Kyle Korver was on that team coming off the bench. If you had Derrick Rose with Boozer was a good player. What are you talking about? Nah, bro. Derrick Rose would fuck up today's spacing, bro. That prime Derrick Rose, he would fuck that shit up. It's crazy in today's world. You don't like a player, people jump through hoops not to acknowledge a player accomplishments. Blake Griffin got some amazing highlights, man. One of my favorite players of all time. Yeah, he's in my top 5. Maybe top 3. Nah, man, I don't want to talk to Andres. I'm a better coach than Mike D'Antoni. You probably are, Andrew. Russ wasn't even a top 5 point guard in 2020. I don't know about that. He had a great season, bro. Kemba? I don't think Kemba Walker's ever been better than Westbrook. Ever. Lowry? They were I said that in 2020? No, I did not. Lowry was good. I'm never taking him over Westbrook, though. Hell no. The Rockets went small in 2022 because opposing teams were playing box and one on Harden the entire game. Box and one. People don't play box and one for a whole NBA game. They don't even play zone for a whole NBA game. Loading up is not box and one. You need to understand the difference. That's why the Rockets went small. No, it's because they wanted to put shooting around Westbrook and Harden and double down on going small because they're analytic dick riders. What is it? Are you a Harden stan too? Please don't be. Russ stopped having positive impact when it came to wins at about 2018. So you think that team would have been better without Westbrook in 2019? These guys are fucking stupid. The Rockets were never beating the Lakers with micro ball. Yes, thank you, Phoenix. No reason to be comparing the players right now. We just need to appreciate the fact that they can play off each other. I agree. Kawhi for MVP, he should be in the race. Appreciate you, Dime. Thank you. LOL, Boozer in this era will be barbecue chicken. What? For who? Defensively? Carlos Boozer was nice, bro. You think Carlos Boozer wouldn't crush some of the small ball that's played today, bro? Are you serious? And he's a great pick and pop guy. What are you talking about? They might ask Carlos Boozer to shoot threes these days. Don't forget Keith Bogans. Yeah, but Keith Bogans, he was okay. He wasn't a very convincing offensive player. It's a different game now. Yes, it's a different game now. Carlos Boozer's still a great basketball player. Are you other those Gen Z cucks? You came to the wrong channel, brother, trying to discredit past players. All right, please pull up the clip. I love basketball talk and love all your content. Only question is, what's your 2024 New Year's resolution? Accept James Harden. Get over my hate. Deep down, it's still really much alive. What else? That's not a real one. I'm kind of joking with that. It's just basketball at the end of the day. It's kind of personal. I wouldn't get into all that on here, but just keep getting better. Keep getting better. You're a Harden stan? If that's a yes to that, get him out of here. This was after Game 6 against Boston. Lowry went berserk, and you admitted he had a top 5 point guard case, and said Kemba can take it from him if he has a big game in Game 7. You were listening to me back then? I was too harsh on Westbrook for the injury because I saw he returned to being a beast next year. Rose better than Westbrook, I think, in MVP season. I agree. I don't think his season was Russ didn't move you because the playoffs, bro. Maybe defensively, yes. Who is he going to guard? Bro, are you here supporting James Harden, though? Like, Nikola Jokic gets by defensively. Like, Carlos Boozer was not as bad as you're saying. Why was Carlos Boozer some terrible defender, bro? Like, he was always on pretty decent defensive teams. The Bulls were a great defensive team. He's tough, bro. What are you talking about? He had a jump shot, bro. Usually, I don't even like Carlos Boozer. When are we getting Dime versus Stans? I'm done with Stans, bro. Trade Derek Lee from the chat. Facts. No, I just started watching in 2021. Just wanted to see your takes in 2020 playoffs. That's dope. When the hell did you hit 8K? Today, bro. You were way more tilted in 2020. What kind of, like just off the rails? I was, because nobody watched. Now I can, like, people can expose me now if I say weird things. Boozer was pretty ass on D-Dime. He was pretty good offensively. I got to go back and watch the tape. Man. Because he was on good defensive teams. But here's the thing, though. Are we acting like there aren't bad defenders in the NBA today? Like, what are you guys talking about? Like, there are bad defenders in the NBA. Jonas Valanciunas is not a good defender. Norman Powell's not a very good defender. James Harden's not that good. He's good hands. Doesn't make him a great defender. Most one of the best basketball players I've ever seen. And I've seen a bunch. That duo with KD was next level. And they played high-level basketball. OG Anunoby is the truth. Is he not? I see the Clippers ship getting closer to share. All right, guys, I'm done. Sure. Thanks so much for joining, guys. I really appreciate you all. Please comment on the video. We got 84 people in here, so please comment. No, yeah, he does. Show effort, pal. Please comment on the video. We got 89 people. Let's get 50 comments. Peace. Yeah, Carlos Boozer. Seriously, what a dickhead.